What's up, guys? Tech Tony here at Pathfinder Digital Marketing. I want to go over for you in this presentation a quick rundown of Google Analytics. Now, Google Analytics is the end-all, be-all of tracking. Facebook reports to it, Instagram reports to it, everybody reports to Google Analytics. If someone burps on your website, you're going to know what they had for lunch type of deal. So this is a live Google Analytics. This is actually Google Merchandise's Google Analytics for them. And I get to practice on it. This is where my lessons come from, actually, when I'm training on this platform. So as you can see right now, there's quite a bit of information that's thrown at you. Whether you're a Fortune 500 company or a small little hot dog stand, the dashboards will look very similar and they can be quite overwhelming. For the majority of my clients, different things will be important to them. Like, for example, my clients is selling tickets type of deal. We will track down here what they made, goals, revenues, things like that. What pages are most popular that people are, like your top selling products in this case, what people have been buying lately as well. Google Ads revenue for this. Now, when you run ads, and if you're able to assign value to clicks or impressions or to leads, you can assign Google Ads revenue as well here. For some industries, it's more difficult than others, but that's something that you can take advantage of here. Another really important one is where people are coming from and what pages serve you. It's called an acquisition report. So, for example, like I mentioned earlier with SEO, on-site, off-site, off-site SEO. If you're doing offsite SEO and someone says, hey, I'm sending you traffic type of deal, and you're paying them to do that, this is a good place to check that. As you can see, it breaks it down here for you. Real nice and easy. Organic search, direct, referral, paid search. Sometimes these will be tied in together. I'll just say like Google type of deal. Affiliates for this one, social, other, and display as well. You can get some pretty seriously detailed traffic on this. Let me show you an example. So, for example, here are people's interests. This takes into effect what people have searched for in the past. Primarily, this goes roughly about 2 weeks back and 2 weeks forward. So what were they looking for before they bought from you or visited your website? What were they looking for after they bought from you or visited your website type of deal? It's great for upselling as well. So we got some travel buffs here, technology and mobile enthusiasts, sport fitnesses and fitness buffs. You can get some pretty extremely detailed breakdowns about what type of people in your right to site, what interests have they had that brought them to your page type of information. Now, it's not like a one-on-one person type of deal. It's not going to give me a person's name, but it's going to put them in groups type of scenario here. This one is pretty fun to look at. This is the real-time overview chart. So if you look over here per second, what people are doing, that just jumped. It shows me active as it's happening as well. So I can sit here literally, and I don't recommend business owners do this because this can be stressfully overwhelming, even for myself. Sit here and just watch where people are going, what are they doing. In some cases, you can literally watch people check out type of deal. You don't see your credit card information. I'm not going to be able to pull that information up. You can't do that. But you can literally sit here and see what behaviors people are taking on your website. Real-time live as it's happening per second. There's a slight lag that depends on your Wi-Fi, of course, and distance. But this is some pretty serious information that you can get and use while you're building a website to edit it. A really cool thing, let me show you something else here, is your site speeds. Every second it takes to your site to load, you have a 20% less chance of converting that client to a buyer or a customer or whatever you need them to do on your website, whatever actions you're taking. Every second that takes your page to load, you're losing 20% every single time. And it's pretty great to look and share this information with your webmaster and see, hey, you know what? A lot of people are looking at me in Internet Explorer, Safari, Chrome, Samsung, things like that. Break it down. You can break it down by phone type, iPhone 7, Samsung Galaxy 6, Samsung Galaxy 10, iPhone 10 type of deal, and really get down into the nitty gritty of how your website interacts or acts or lack of acting on certain browsers and certain cell phones, tablets, even TV screens as well. It's pretty darn interesting to look at, and make sure your whole team is on the same page, that people can see this. You can assign certain so you can send people on your team only certain information. So me as your digital marketer, certain parts I can look at. Your webmaster will look at things like this, that ability to make sure your website's up and performing. It's really, really interesting, extremely detailed. I'm not even scratching the surface of the capabilities that Google Analytics has. Now, of course, for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and draw this session to an end. If you have any questions or concerns on Google Analytics, of course, save them to the end, or feel free to hit me up privately as well. Thanks.